Fans have been wanting Halle Berry to get another chance at the character. Everyone knows that the movie wasn't great, and people still mock it to this day. Halle Berry still wants another shot at the role, and has now pitched a new idea to the internet. So, what did she say about this imagined reboot? Well, stay tuned, because today we're going to cover Halle Berry pitches a reimagined Catwoman reboot and everything we know about it so far. First up, what happened with the original movie? As most people know, the original Catwoman movie from back in 2004 was not a hit. Even at the time, the movie was seen as lackluster and more of a joke than anything else. This was, of course, before the Christopher Nolan version of Batman and Catwoman. So, fans were just wanting something from the characters. The film was released after the previous set of Batman movies and before the well-regarded Nolan trilogy, which doesn't help it when people look back at it. Overall, the film was seen as cringy and just really bad. It wasn't that Halle Berry was bad for the role. In fact, people actually like her in that role. At the time, she fit the character of Catwoman perfectly, but not Selina Kyle. The film was an original story, so no one could picture Halle Berry as this nervous and nerdy girl. If the film had an already established Catwoman, maybe things would have been different. Her acting was fine, but the script was just terrible. Another thing was the suit. Catwoman has this allure to her, but her suit shouldn't be that open. Halle didn't like the suit herself, but at the time, she really had no say in the matter. Looking back, this movie could have been much better, and fans agree. Maybe another chance with the actor is what the world needs. Maybe a film created by the woman herself. So, Halle wants to direct this film herself. After directing her most recent movie, Bruised, Halle is in the mood to direct another project, and what else but her very own Catwoman movie. She is a really great director, and this would allow her to get into the character even deeper if she were to direct. She wants to not only remake the original movie, but reimagine it in her own mind. I would love to direct Catwoman, Berry told Jake Hamilton on Jake's Takes. If I can get a hold of that now, knowing what I know, having had this experience and reimagine that world the way I reimagined it, Bruised was written for a white Irish Catholic like 25-year-old girl, and I got to reimagine it. I wish I could go back and reimagine Catwoman and redo that. Have a redo on that film. The film has a pretty large cult following, and they treat the film as a so bad it's good sort of project. They know that the film isn't great, but they enjoy it for what it brings to the table and how it makes people laugh at how bad it is. Halle wants to change this mindset around the character even more and add to what has been established in recent years with the character. We are seeing another version of Catwoman in the new Robert Pattinson The Batman movie, so maybe now isn't the time for Halle's version, but what has she said about the project? Next up, Catwoman as a hero? When being interviewed on her big idea for this reimagined Catwoman movie, Halle went on to talk about a new style of the character. I would have Catwoman saving the world like most male superheroes do, and not just saving the woman from their faces cracking off. You know, make the stakes a lot higher. She told Jake's Takes, and I think make it more inclusive for both men and women. The idea does sound a little weird, as Catwoman definitely isn't on the side of good most of the time, nor does she have the power or ability to save the world in most cases. It looks like Halle wants a movie to empower the character, which is a really good idea in this age. Her ideas may seem out there, but in the right context, a movie where Catwoman saves the world might be okay, maybe animated. According to Den of Geek.com, directed by Luc Besson, Catwoman was already a reimagining of the iconic DC Comics character's mythos. Berry wasn't playing cat burglar Selina Kyle, but a graphic designer named Patience Phillips. She is brought back from the dead by a magical cat and develops cat-like powers. She has no connection to Batman. Her nemesis is a corporate cosmetics executive played by Sharon Stone. The film also starred Benjamin Pratt, Francis Conroy, and Alex Borstein. It wasn't enough. The film was mocked. But the 2004 film came out at the beginning of the superhero film craze and was influential on the genre to follow. Behind every Black Panther is a great black Catwoman, Berry said at the 2018 The GLAAD Media Awards. What do you think about this whole thing? Let us know in the comments below. And now, is it the time for this film? Currently, all this talk from Halle is nothing more than an idea. Nothing has been confirmed, and nothing is currently in production. The next iteration iteration of Catwoman on the big screen will be played by Zoe Kravitz in Matt Reeves' coming The Batman, where Selina Kyle will be back at her roots as she slowly becomes Catwoman alongside Robert Pattinson's new version of Batman. Obviously, we could get another project later down the line with Zoe in her own lead role as a Catwoman project, but nothing has been stated as of yet. This current Batman is set to have 3 movies, just like Christian Bale's version, so somewhere we could have time for a Catwoman solo movie with Zoe in the lead. We also had the character played by Anne Hathaway back in the Christopher Nolan series of movies. We have had so many versions of this character across the years, in animated form as well, to some success. If this movie were to happen with Halle reprising her role as a character, the animated medium would be perfect. DC is constantly outputting DC animated movies, and they don't affect any current live-action projects. We could see Halle have her own animated projects where she gets to create her own story and reprise the role through her voice. That would be amazing for everyone who wants to see her back in the role. Now just isn't the time to see her on the big screen as the character in her own movie. You never know. We could see her cameo in another DC project later down the line. The multiverse is wide enough for it to happen. The TV shows are always pulling things from the films, like how Ezra Miller's Flash met Grant Gustin's version from the CW TV show, or how we are getting Ezra Miller interacting with Michael Keaton's Batman in the upcoming Flash movie. Things are always on the table, so she could appear down the line or maybe in a Flash movie. And finally, what about other DC projects right now? We all know that when it comes to DC and Marvel, things aren't over anytime soon. They are constantly creating new projects, even if some don't do as well as others. Recently, DC has been making better movies than they did a few years ago. James Gunn's Suicide Squad was great, and it earned lots of money at the box office. Critics loved it, unlike its counterpart a few years prior. DC is making better content on their streaming services as well, which is where they seemingly make their best content. We have the Harley Quinn TV show doing really well, Titans, and of course on the CW we have the Arrowverse set of shows. They have more success outside of the big screen, so maybe that's their new avenue. Of course, it doesn't look like they're done with the big screen movies, but it looks like their projects are more scattered. Instead of competing with Marvel for creating another Justice League type movie, they're focusing on solo movies or team-ups like Suicide Squad. That seems to work more for them, and fans are growing to like them. Even upcoming movies like Black Adam, The Flash, and the next Shazam movie are all looking great. We know DC can make quality content, but their past of bad stuff holds them back for some. Projects like Zack Snyder's Justice League are great in restoring the fans' hopes in the films, but more needs to be done. It's going to take time for this to happen, of course. And that's the end of the video. Halle Berry has some really interesting ideas for a Catwoman project or solo feature film, but what do you think about it? Should they create a solo movie with her? Or maybe an animated show or film? Does she even deserve another chance at the character? Let us know your thoughts down below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please let us know in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe with notifications on. Thanks for watching. Bye.